Good afternoon, children. Once again, I am here, and you're in there. What I started to do today is work on the profile. So I'm still intending on skinning this, or I was until I hit Google, but we'll talk about that later. What I did, I went over to my pan break, I set it up how I thought it would work. Can you get that in focus? Yeah, there you go. I went over to the pan break, folded it up like I thought it would work. I thought I could change the settings enough to create a large radius, because this top radius here, this one, is very, very large. It's not a square fold, it's definitely curvy. So I tried it in the pan break and it didn't work. Mechanically it's right, like as in where this profile sits, where this profile sits, and where this profile sits. But the physical shape and the way that it gets to those profiles is no good. So this one, in the bin. Then I had a brainwave. I built a machine for doing sort of like a sacrificial folder, something I could build dirt cheap, and if I broke it, well, who cares, I can build another one dirt cheap. The good thing about it is it allows me to do silly things in it, and one of those silly things is create a radius that's sort of larger. Normally this is a bad thing, but anyway, we created a large radius. The large radius worked really well. It actually matches up with this profile spectacularly, if I do say so myself. So as you can see, this radius here is quite large. This one down here is a lot sharper. So if we line this one up with that one, we are almost bang on. There's not much difference in it. But the problem is, the machine that I used, or the machines that I used to create this profile, won't allow me to create this profile and this profile in the one piece. So I have sort of a dilemma. I started Googling for pictures of these things just to make sure nobody else has come up with a simpler or better looking design that I can just pilfer and claim as my own. I was thinking maybe we even French all this in and just make this smooth with a very shallow number plate recess. But then the more I look at it, the less I like it. I actually like this panel. It's one of the more defining features. No, it's not a defining feature. It's a bit that I like. That's all that matters, because it is my car. So what I was thinking is I'm going to try and reskin it. So I got on the Google, I started looking on pictures, and I ended up finding these things get repopped now. These things used to go for massive dollars if they were in half decent nick. For $290 you can buy one that I'm sure is of fantastic Taiwanese quality. It's probably got about as much steel in it as the actual hinge on this one, but the point is, it is, from what it looks like, a very good and smooth recreation. So it may be worth buying just for the skin. If I can put the shitty lightweight Taiwanese skin over the good Australian frame, we might be in business. The other thing, I noticed a few other things now that I've really gone over this panel. When you look inside of here, right down into there, right down into the guts of her, I remember I said that there was an old repair, sort of get it in the light. Yeah, there's an old oxy repair just in here. Well, when you look at the skin that actually lines up with that said old oxy repair, it is pretty rusty on the inside. You can see there's a lot of pitting. I know the outside looks okay. It's not, well, okay is probably an overstatement, but the point is it's probably very thin, and trying to work it is going to be the issue. So I think, considering I've got to go to Moorebank tomorrow anyway, I've got to go drop off a customer's frames, right next door, like literally one street over, is where the guy who sells these as a repop. So I'm going to go visit him and see what they're actually like. I mean, if I could twist them with my fingers, yeah, maybe not buy it, but it's a cheap skin, even if I do put it over the old frame. The other thing too, the skin, this thing's spot welded all along this top edge, from the inner frame to the outer skin. And it's going to be a nightmare to get apart and keep it looking reasonable. Plus I've got to cut all this, so we're going to have an investigation first, see what's what, see who's who in the zoo. Anyway, I think that's about all for today. Have fun.